Let's go ahead and talk about the November 10th, 2025 episode of Monday Night Raw, where they were live in Boston, Massachusetts tonight. We kick off the show with Triple H. Triple H comes out there and he was talking about how so many people can be great on the mic or great in the ring and so many things. But he says that there's always going to be that one great person. I'm talking about the greatest of all time, John Cena. He introduces John Cena because they are in his hometown tonight in Boston. So yeah, that's what happens there. John Cena comes up there and he's all happy to be there. He was talking about how they will have a 16-man tournament tonight, and the winner of that tournament, the tournament will be starting tonight, and the winner of that tournament will be facing him on December 13th as Saturday night's main event in his final match. But then he says that he will not be going down easy at all. He's going to be throwing up a hell of a fight in his final match. So yeah, that's what John Cena says, and he says that, even though his career will be coming to an end, pretty much it will give somebody the opportunity as well. So yeah, that's what he was talking about there. But then he gets interrupted, and same for Triple H, he gets interrupted as well by the Intercontinental Champion, AAA Mega Champion, Dirty Dominik Mysterio. Dominik Mysterio comes out there and he wants to confront Triple H to talk about Rey Mysterio and everything. And then he was talking about how he don't care if he interrupts some old man celebration and all that stuff. So yeah, that's what Dominik was talking about. And then John Cena pretty much cuts him off. And Cena was talking about how, that he's going to give Dominik some leeway and stuff, and how he's going to show, since he gets a little bit of respect for Rey Mysterio, he says that he's going to let Dominik turn right around and walk his ass back there before he gets his ass beat. So yeah, that's what Cena was talking about there. And Cena was talking about how he's actually feeling invincible tonight, and how Dominik don't want to be messing with him tonight because he's going to beat the hell out of him if they do have a match. So yeah, that's what he was saying there. And then Dominik was talking about how he's the greatest of all time and all that stuff, and how he will mop the floor with Cena and all that stuff. And then Triple H actually gets in between and he says, well, Dominik thinks that, he will set up a match tonight. And tonight, right now, it will be John Cena versus Dominik Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship. And Dominik was not too happy about that. But yeah, the match will be up next. So yeah, Dominik Mysterio will be defending the Intercontinental Championship up against John Cena up next on Monday Night Raw. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Till then. So the next thing to happen on Monday Night Raw, we get to the first match of the night. It was the Intercontinental Champion, AAA Mega Champion, Dirty Dominik Mysterio versus John Cena, 1-on-1 for the Intercontinental Championship. We get to this match, and this match, it was a pretty good one. It was pretty fun and all that stuff. During this match, we see Dominik trying to get counted out so he can retain the title and all that, but Cena brought him back into the ring. They was going at it back and forth and everything. Dominik exposed the top turnbuckle, so the referee was putting the turnbuckle pad onto the turnbuckle, and then we see Dominik grabbing a steel chair. He hits the chair on the mat, passes it over to Cena. Dominik drops down acting like Cena done hit him, but then Cena quickly drops the chair down by Dominik, and he quickly falls down as well. The referee turns around, sees both guys down, so then he goes over there, grabs the chair and everything, and Dominik is getting all upset, the referee and all that stuff. And then Cena quickly got back up, picks up Dominik on his shoulders, about to hit the attitude adjustment, but Dominik is grabbing onto the top rope. The referee's on the other end, and then Dominik lets go of the top rope, but then the referee got kicked in the face, getting knocked out of the ring, and then Dominik got off of Cena's shoulders, but then Cena locks on the STF, making Dominik tap out to it, but the referee wasn't in the ring to see it, so that's what happened there. And then at one point, we actually see Dominik grabbing the Intercontinental Championship and tries to hit Cena with it, but then Cena ducks it, picks up Dominik, hitting the attitude adjustment onto him, and then he's calling down for a referee and all that, and then we see a referee come running down to the ring. Cena pins Dominik, 1, 2, Dominik barely kicks out at 2. Cena couldn't believe it. Dominik at the ending knocks Cena onto the second rope, hitting the 619 onto him. He climbs up the top turnbuckle. He jumps off with a frog splash onto Dominik, but then Cena immediately rolls through with Dominik, and then he throws him up on his shoulders, hitting a second attitude adjustment onto Dominik Mysterio inside the ring, pinning him for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, John Cena defeated Dominik Mysterio tonight to become the new Intercontinental Champion. So yeah, John Cena is not only the new Intercontinental Champion, but he is a Grand Slam champion as well, pretty big moment for John Cena there. And then Cena grabs the mic and he sees the champ is here, and he's celebrating with a bunch of pyro going off and all that stuff. So yeah, pretty big moment right there for John Cena, and it's a great moment as well, because not only Cena broke the record becoming a 17-time world champion earlier this year, but now he is a Grand Slam champion by finally winning the Intercontinental Championship. So yeah, pretty big moment for John Cena there for that match and all of that. I will give it 3.5 stars as well. I'll give it because it was a great moment for Cena there. But yeah, pretty big stuff right there. But yeah, still a lot more things to go on tonight on Monday Night Raw. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Till then. So the next thing that we seen on Monday Night Raw, before we talk about the next match of the night, we see the new Intercontinental Champion, John Cena. He is backstage. He is celebrating with a bunch of people backstage, like Shinsuke Nakamura, Sheamus, Damian Priest, and so many others backstage. But then he runs into the undisputed WWE Champion, Cody Rhodes, and Cody Rhodes congratulates him. So yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty cool moment right there. But then after that, we get to the next match of the night. It was Damian Priest versus Rusev one-on-one in the Last Time Is Now tournament. This is the first round of the tournament right here. In this match, it was pretty decent for the most part. Rusev was going after Damian Priest's eye majority of the time in this match, because in storyline-wise, Damian Priest is injured from the eye because of Aleister Black from a few weeks ago on SmackDown. So yeah, that's what this is all about. Rusev was going after Damian Priest's eye a lot of times in this match, but Priest kept on fighting through the pain and everything. At the ending, we see Priest grabbing Rusev by the throat, about to hit the South of Heaven onto him, but then Rusev starts elbowing him in the back of the head, and then pokes him right in the eyes. Damian Priest couldn't really see, and then that's when Priest gets hit with the Mashka kick by Rusev, and then Rusev pinned him for the 3 count. So yeah, Rusev defeated Damian Priest in the first round of the Last Time Is Now tournament, and he does the taunt to the camera doing the "You Can't See Me" as well, sending that out to John Cena right there. And yeah, Rusev advances to the next round of the tournament. So yeah, for that match, I'll give it 3 stars. That's why I'll give it was a pretty decent match there. But then after that match ended, we see Adam Pearce backstage talking to the World Tag Team Champions, AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. He was asking them if they got a tag team name and all that. AJ Styles said no. Dragon Lee says, yeah, they do. And then he actually says the tag team name and all that stuff. And then AJ Styles and Adam Pearce denied the name either. So yeah, that's what happened there. And told him to come up with a new one. So yeah. And then that's when we see Maxine Dupree coming up to Adam Pearce, and Maxine Dupree pretty much wants the title match against Becky Lynch now. And yeah, Adam Pearce says that he'll make it official, and he believes in her and all that stuff. He walks away, and then that's when we see Becky attacking Maxine from behind and tells her that she's not ready for the big time. So yeah, that's what happened there. But yeah, up next we're going to be hearing from the World Heavyweight Champion, CM Punk, up next on Raw. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Till then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, we get to the next segment of the night where we see the World Heavyweight Champion, CM Punk. He comes out there to the ring and he starts talking about what happened last week on Monday Night Raw, where, he thought Logan Paul was going to help him out, but then Logan Paul laid him out, and that's why he's out there, and he wants to call out Logan Paul. So yeah, that's what CM Punk was talking about, because he says that, he's not dressed up to have a match or anything. He's dressed up to have a fight. So yeah, that's what CM Punk is doing, calling out Logan Paul in Boston. And then Logan Paul does come out there, but Logan Paul starts talking instead of going down there to fight CM Punk. And he says that pretty much he had to be with the Vision and everything because of him pretty much getting cracked last week. And yeah, that's what Logan Paul was saying, was that he was getting cracked last week and all that, a lot of times. So yeah, he was talking about how he got laid out by Bronson Reed with the tsunami and everything, and how he pretty much got taken out by the Vision and everything last Monday night on Raw, and he was talking about how they hit pretty much more harder than Floyd Mayweather and everything. So yeah, that's what he was talking about there. And yeah, speaking about the Vision, we see Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, and Paul Heyman come out there, and they start talking, and Paul Heyman mentions AJ Lee and everything, and CM Punk is getting tired of them mentioning AJ Lee and all that stuff, and he says, well, how about y'all 5 pretty much come down there and fight me? That's CM Punk's words right there, even though there was 4 guys there. So yeah, that's what CM Punk was saying there. all of them surrounds the ring about to attack CM Punk up until Jey Uso comes in there with a steel chair, and it looks like he's ready for him, but they was still not going to be backing down. And then that's when we see the undisputed WWE Champion Cody Rhodes come out there, and then also all the guys starts brawling, everybody starts going at it and everything. We see Braun Breaker get knocked out of the ring. Same for Logan Paul. And then that's when we see Bronson Reed get hit in the back with a steel chair by CM Punk. And then Jay and Cody clotheslines Bronson Reed over the top rope as well. So yeah, that's what happened there with them saving themselves. But yeah, pretty decent segment right there. It looks like it's setting up for War Games and everything right there. But yeah, then, up next it will be Stephanie Vaquer. She'll be in the match up next against Raquel Rodriguez, defending her WWE Women's World Championship up next on Monday Night Raw. And later on tonight, we're going to be seeing Sheamus versus Shinsuke Nakamura in the first round of the Last Time Is Now tournament and much more. So yeah, still a lot more stuff to come later on tonight on Raw. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Till then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, we get to the next match of the night. It was the WWE Women's World Champion Stephanie Vaquer with Nikki Bella at ringside versus Raquel Rodriguez with Roxanne Perez at ringside, the Judgment Day, in a one-on-one match for the WWE Women's World Championship. So yeah, Stephanie Vaquer versus Raquel Rodriguez one-on-one for the title in this match. It was a pretty good one. We see Raquel doing pretty well up against Stephanie a lot of times in this match, countering a bunch of Stephanie's moves, hitting power bombs and all that stuff, coming up near falls a lot of times in this one. But then Stephanie kept on fighting through the whole match, and at one point she finally started hitting the Devil's Kiss onto Raquel, and we kept on seeing Roxanne trying to get involved as well, and Nikki Bella took care of Roxanne outside the ring and all that stuff. So yeah, that's what happened there. But at the ending, we see Raquel getting taken out by Stephanie, and then Stephanie was up there on the top turnbuckle, and she jumps off with the corkscrew moonsault move onto Raquel, pinning her for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Stephanie Vaquer defeated Raquel Rodriguez tonight in a one-on-one match to retain the WWE Women's World Championship. That's what happened there. Pretty good match there. And then after the match ended, we see Roxanne coming into the ring, attacking Stephanie. And then that's when Nikki Bella got into the ring, taking down Roxanne, beating her down. Roxanne pushes Nikki out of the way. She got back up, and she gets hit with a super kick by Stephanie, getting knocked out of the ring. So yeah, the Judgment Day is knocked out of the ring. Stephanie got her eyes set on them. And then Stephanie turns around. She gets hit upside the head with the Women's World Championship by Nikki Bella. So yeah, Nikki Bella turned heel on Stephanie Vaquer tonight, and she was holding up the Women's World Championship above Stephanie Vaquer while she's laid out. So yeah, Nikki Bella is definitely going to be facing Stephanie, it seems like, as Survivor Series, possibly as Survivor Series for the Women's World Championship. And you know what? I'm completely down for that match because Nikki Bella is a lot more better as a heel, in my opinion, anyways. So yeah, I'm kind of down for that match. But yeah, for that match, what happened after the match, I'll give it all 3 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was a pretty good match between Raquel and Stephanie there. But yeah, then after that match ended, we see CM Punk, Jey Uso, and Cody Rhodes talking, and they said that they're getting sick and tired of the Vision and Logan Paul and all that stuff. And then we see them talking about how they're tired of playing games and all that. And then Adam Pearce comes up and he says, "Oh, y'all tired of playing games?" And then Punk was like, "Yeah, Regal." And then he screamed out William Regal, and he comes up and he says, "War Games." So yeah, it looks like the match is now official. They just need to pick the remaining teams and all that stuff, team members and all that for each team. And yeah, that's what's going to be happening there. So far as 3-on-3, and they just need to pick a little bit more people. So yeah, right now CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, and Jey Uso, and on the other side is Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, and Logan Paul. So yeah, they still need more team members. But yeah, it looks like the match is now set up. They just need more teammates for each side, and it'll be official. So yeah, that's what happened there. But up next, we're going to be seeing Shinsuke Nakamura versus Sheamus up next in the first round of the Last Time Is Now tournament. Up next on Raw. Instead, still to come later on tonight in the main event, we're going to be seeing the Women's Tag Team Champions, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, defending the Women's Tag Team Championships up against the Kabuki Warriors in the main event of tonight's episode of Raw. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Till then. So the next thing that happened on Monday Night Raw, we get to the next match of the night. It was Sheamus versus Shinsuke Nakamura in the first round of the Last Time Is Now tournament. So yeah, we get to this match. In this match, it was a pretty damn good one. Both of these guys beating the hell out of each other, going back and forth, coming up near falls a lot of times in this match. We see Sheamus hitting white noise off the second turnbuckle. He got a 2 count of that. Nakamura was trying to do everything that he could do to try to beat down Sheamus, like he hits a spinning kick onto him. And then at one point at the ending, we see Nakamura try to hit a spinning kick again onto Sheamus, but Sheamus ducks it and manages to hit the bro kick onto Nakamura, pinning him for the 3 count. So yeah, Sheamus defeated Shinsuke Nakamura in the first round of the Last Time Is Now tournament, and yeah, Sheamus advances to the next round of the tournament. So yeah, that's why they're a pretty damn good match. So for that match, I will give it 3.5 stars as well. I'll give it a pretty good match between those two guys there. And yeah, apparently the announcers actually said some more crazy stuff that was going on apparently with John Cena pretty much having his last match on December 13th, and that day was the same day that Sheamus defeated John Cena for the WWE Championship at TLC in 2009 on December 13th. So yeah, that is big right there, crazy stuff right there, which was pretty cool knowledge right there, I guess. But yeah, after that, we see the Raw General Manager Adam Pearce revealing more names for the tournament, and yeah, next week we're going to be seeing the return of Gunther, and he'll be taking on Javon Evans next week on Monday Night Raw. And next week as well, we're going to be seeing Solo Sikoa taking on a mystery opponent. So yeah, those 2 matches will be happening next week on Raw. Not only that, we're going to be seeing Becky Lynch defending the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship up against Maxine Dupree on Raw next Monday as well. So yeah, those matches has been announced next week on Raw. But yeah, next it will be Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss versus the Kabuki Warriors for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships up next in the main event of tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Till then. So the next thing to happen on Monday Night Raw, we get to the main event. We get to the WWE Women's Tag Team Champion Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss versus Asuka and Kairi Sane, the Kabuki Warriors, in a tag team match for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships tonight in the main event of Monday Night Raw. So yeah, we get to this match, and this match, it was a pretty good one. It was back and forth between these two teams. We started getting towards the ending of this match where we see Charlotte Flair locking on the figure 8 onto Asuka, and looks like she's going to try to make her tap out, and then we see Kairi Sane up there on the top turnbuckle. Looks like she's about to jump off to break up that submission, but then she jumps off and she gets caught by Alexa Bliss, and then that's when Alexa Bliss hits the Sister Abigail DDT onto Kairi Sane, taking her out, and then the referee's checking on them, and then while the referee's checking on them, we see Nia Jax and Lash Legend coming through the crowd, and they grab Charlotte's arms, pretty much breaking up the figure 8, and then that's when Alexa Bliss notices, runs up to him, but then Alexa Bliss gets thrown onto the announce table by Kairi Sane, and then Asuka takes out Charlotte, and then that's when we've seen the Kabuki Warriors hitting their tag team finisher move, the inverted DDT with the insane elbow drop onto Charlotte Flair, and they pinned her for the 1, 2, 3. So yeah, the Kabuki Warriors defeated Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss to become the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. That's why they're a pretty good match. So for that match, I'll give it 3.5 stars. That's why I'll give it a great main event there. And after the match ended, we see Nia Jax and Lash Legend just attacking Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss after the match, laying them out. And then we see Asuka and Kairi Sane getting back into the ring. They're having a stare down with Nia and Lash, and then all 4 of them just decides to start attacking Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, and they're beating them down up until Io Sky makes her return coming out there, and she was taking out Lash Legend, hitting a double drop kick off the top rope onto Asuka and Kairi, and then she's going at it with Nia, but then it became 4-on-1, and they started beating the hell out of her as well, up until we got the return of Rhea Ripley. She comes out there with a face mask because she broke her nose a few weeks ago at a live event in Japan, and now she makes a return tonight on Monday Night Raw with a face mask, which is kind of crazy because last year she was wearing a face mask going into Survivor Series, and now the same thing. So I guess it's going to be like a tradition for Rhea Ripley right here. But yeah, she comes out there making the save, pretty much evening up the numbers right there. And then we started seeing them taking advantage, and then all of them got taken out, knocked out of the ring. And then that's when we see Rhea grabbing Kairi, hitting her with the razor's edge, throwing her over the top rope onto Nia Lash and Asuka, taking them all out. So yeah, that's what happened there. Rhea grabs the mic and then she screams out War Games. So yeah, it looks like we're going to have a War Games match with the women now set up in 2 weeks at Survivor Series. So yeah, that's what happened there. Pretty good stuff there to end off Monday Night Raw. Great stuff. But yeah, John Cena becoming a Grand Slam champion and all that. I'll say that was match of the night because that was a big moment right there. But yeah, that's what happened there for tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw. I'll give it 9 stars. That's what I'll give it. It pretty much pushed a couple matches for Survivor Series, making John Cena a Grand Slam champion and all that. Pretty good stuff. So yeah, that's why I'll give the whole show. But yeah, that has been my Monday Night Raw reviews. Like, subscribe to TNW Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris McDaniels, and follow me on all my social media accounts. It'll be down there in the description box, and I'll see you guys later for tomorrow night's NXT reviews. See you guys later. Till then.